All right. Welcome. Another edition of Passing the Torch. Every episode, I'm like, man, I got a surprise guest. Some good brother, a good brother. This time, I have a returning guest, Brother Los, and I got one of my old school partners in here, man. This brother has been a supportive dude, man, over the years. Just a good brother, solid brother. Another brother that I could just be sharpened by. You know, he's a little older than me, so, you know, somebody I would go to for wisdom and knowledge of different things. So my man Chris, he's in the building. So today's episode is gonna be like we do it every episode. It's men talking about men, and manhood. You know, that's my thing. That's what we're doing. So. Without further ado, I got my man Los back in the building for those that know, and then my man Chris, Brother Adams in the building. So, fellas, man, I appreciate you guys both for coming today. Los kind of know how this goes and what we do. My man Chris was involved with the Village 50 back in the day when I was in the city living here, and just always been a solid brother. I was telling him before you got here, I said, you know what? I said, you know how I just thought about why me and you guys close so fast, because it was a familiar spirit. Because you two remind me of each other. Not just because y'all light-skinned. But y'all remind me just the way y'all flow, y'all speak, the same hustle, you know what I mean? So, and the same giving heart, too. That's another big piece of it. But I asked my man to come on today because, you know, the things I wanted to talk about today, you know, some of it has to do with a round table discussion what we just had with men that God kind of placed on me in his heart earlier, a couple weeks ago. And we manifest that thing right off the rip. I mean, it took us a couple weeks?
Took us about 2 weeks. We sent the mass text out, and everybody showed up.
Wow.
Everybody showed up, yeah. And, you know, that's what warmed my heart more than anything. You know what I'm saying? They showed up, and in our community, it's needed amongst our black men. You know, a lot of us, we don't have an outlet amongst, you know, our significant others and things of that nature, because we just feel like we can't be vulnerable with them with some of the stuff that a lot of things that, you know, we talked about. You know, we had, you know, no holds bar. We weren't judgmental, and, you know, we just let it flow. And we just kept it, what went on there stayed there. You know, we kept it amongst men. We didn't go back and pillow talk about it. Even we went in to break bread after the fact. The young lady said, you know, what were y'all talking about? And I said, you know, this is how y'all go to brunch, and y'all keep it amongst that. I said, we did the same thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we just kept it amongst men. Yeah, and she respected me for saying that. She said, well, thank you for saying that.
What happened in Vegas, stay in Vegas.
Stay in Vegas. So we're gonna jump into that a little bit later. But first, you know, I want Chris to kind of, you know, tell everybody who he is. You know, a little bit about your background. You know, Los has already let the people know in the last episode who he is and what he about. So I'm gonna give you the floor, man, for a few minutes just to tell the people who you are.
All right. Appreciate you, first of all, inviting me up here, brother.
Yes,
you know, I'm all about support of, you know, especially our people.
Yes, sir.
That's just who I am. And what I do, I never go back and tell nobody, whether I loan you some money or give you some money. Yeah. Nobody will never know.
Yes,
it's just the man upstairs in me and the person I do it for. Yes. So I love giving back. Yes. So about me, you know, I'm 58 years old, man. You know, 58 years young. You know, I'm all about community. My background has always been in working with youth out here. Even when I had my organization up running, you know, just dealing with the youth, helping them make better choices, teaching them the trades, working with the parents of the youth, pretty much a lot of single ladies, showing them how to get themselves together and build curriculum vitae about themselves, and just pretty much just helping them with the everyday life skills with dealing with their sons and daughters.
I forgot you had a what was that called? You was doing
BTG. It was Building Tomorrow's Generation. It's still in existence.
You was doing that with somebody, weren't you?
Well, I was at first. I was helping the boot camp program with Sean.
Sean, that's
So,
what it was.
and then after I branched, I actually branched off from Sean. I didn't do anything, and then I kept hearing this real talk, man. Don't nobody believe in God, I do.
Yes, sir.
But this real talk, man. I heard a voice said, "Man, I ain't done with you." So I'm like, "What you mean you ain't done with me?" So the next thing I know, I hear a voice again say, "Man, you're gonna keep working with kids out here, man." So a couple of other people called me up to me, "Man, you need to start your own organization, man. Just working with the kids. You need to do this and that." And a lot of things that I implemented. I gave a lot of ideas to people. So I don't need the accolades for it. So I started up the organization, and then a couple other people branched off of that, wanting to try to do their own thing. And I'm like, man, you know, that's when the process of us coming together and doing things correctly, everybody has to have a title. I don't need the title. Right. My objective was to make sure that the youth were where they needed to be, you know what I'm saying? And my track record, I had 18, within 2 years I had 18 that went through the program, my 12-week program. All of them was Fs, all Fs, no Ds, no Cs. Every single one of them minus one, and the mother failed him. But he's doing well now, and after being shot, locked up, he came up and approached me at the car wash one day about a month ago and told me, "Mr. Adams," scared me kind of, you know, had the hoodie on and everything, and I ain't scared of nobody. Anybody know? But he came up from behind me. My brother was wiping my tires off because I can't do anything, you know, with my legs all messed up. And he was just talking to me. But 18 students went through my program, 17. All of them graduated from high school with a 3.75 or better GPA. There's a lot of them. A few of them went out, went in service, went to college. Some of them, a couple of them got their own businesses, and to this day they call me Pops, and they always call and check on me. So, you know, I have that, and then I have the retail management experience out here as well, where I set up a lot of big companies, Dollar Tree, AJ Wright is really TJ Maxx, that whole TJX company. So I've sat across the table from CEOs, CFOs, human resource directors. So I've had my fair share of being in the field and doing things, man, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love it.
So what you think caused you to be that way? Because you wasn't always on the straight and narrow way.
No. Anybody know me? You know, my street life became street life because I had a mother that didn't have a father. Don't know who my donor is. Right. So that's why with my sons and my daughter, I tried to be the best father I knew how to be. And they all turned out successful. You know what I'm saying? I pretty much, you know, got it from my mother. My mother was in a wheelchair, disabled. So I took care of my mother to the day she passed in my arms. But she was always striving, man, always helping people. She would call, "Chris, go put my wheelchair in the back of the car. I got to go take Eunice to the grocery store. I got to go do this." She was always helping, man. So my two sisters and myself, we to this day, we're a helper, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just always, I always feel the need to just see people happy and laugh, bro. If I can just pour into somebody and make their day, man, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Well, I'm glad, man, to hear, like, you know, similarities attract, man. People say they kind of knock heads, but they don't. You know, real recognize real. Again, you've always been a straight, solid brother. You know, I didn't know your street life. I did hear about it, you know, initially meeting you. I remember you with the cars and on Door Street. You know, you always stood out, you know what I'm saying? And not in a negative way. It was all positive, but it's just funny how all this comes together, you know what I mean? Because me and you keep hitting each other, boom, keep bumping into each other as we're doing something positive for the community. And it ain't really for us, it's always for somebody else. And, you know, I don't remember everything that happened during that time back then because I knew a lot of people was coming out with programs for kids. And everybody wasn't really for the kids.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? And me and you used to poly about it, but I don't even remember, it's not even important. The people that wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing, but I left the city, as you know. I left the city. You ended up leaving the city as well, but I left. You know, a lot of people don't know why I left. I left because, and I was high off the hog when I was here. out in the quarry, living the good life. But just like yourself, it wasn't no good life for me when I'm the highest man on the mountaintop and ain't nobody else there that look like me. And it was still a tremendous void for me. Like, man, y'all brothers don't want to come up. Like, you don't want to change the trajectory of where you at, my man. Like, this ain't cool for me. You can only smash so many women. You can only buy so many cars, and you only drive one at a time. You know, I had jet skis. I had all that stuff that seemingly you would be happy. And, I keep saying this over and over again to press upon people like, that is not happiness. Material is not happiness. And we had in our men's discussion, 13 men showed. Was it 13 or 15?
We had 15.
15 men
showed up. A couple of them had to leave early. We had a total of 15. 15 men showed up. And what was the common denominator, bro, in the meeting with all 15 men? What was the commonality that all these brothers was pushing 50 and over. And all of them had the same situation going on at home. Wow. What was the commonality between everybody? It was several, but what was the main one that you could recall? Nobody showing them. A man showing them how to be a man.
First generation. Everybody first generation.
Wow.
You know,
first generation of just raising their kids.
Mm-hmm. You know, it was a lot of kids raising kids. And then, you know, we get out on the world, and then we're trying to figure out what's the best move or how to raise the kids. Right. You know, so I heard you say something that was that hit a core. I'm just gonna piggyback off what you said. I want you to reiterate. You know, well, just touch base when you said, you know, you said all those kids, but one mother failed them. And I need you to be raw, uncut with what that mother did that failed that child. Because a lot of mothers need to hear this, because you're hearing this from a male's perspective. And, you know, I just want you just to touch on that one child, that one mother that failed that child, because, you know, you're not going to hear it. Everybody wants to sugarcoat it when it comes to the woman. Mm-hmm. You dig what I'm saying? And for you to say that's raw reality. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So could you just touch base on that?
Well, in my program, I hold everyone accountable: the schools, the teachers, the mothers, and I was dealing with about 90% single women anyway. Mm-hmm. And the kid and the child, this child was just plumb acting up. So if you look up my program, which I don't have the website up or nothing, because again, it's still in existence. Mm-hmm. 501c3 is still active. Mm-hmm. And I am about to start it back up. Okay. And that's why I feel all these injuries that happen to me. Mm-hmm. I'm out there working and doing my thing, grabbing all that bread. Yeah. I feel God shut me down to get back, because our youth really need some guidance. That's facts. So anyway, what I would do if the mother didn't, I would give homework. If they didn't do the homework, I had a mama doing push-ups in front of the child. And a lot of them was young men, you know. I had a couple young ladies, but most of them was young men. Yeah. Or, you know, I the same stuff I do with the child, I do with the mama. Yeah. And then they'd be like, man, my mama did push-ups. I said, oh, absolutely. I'm holding her accountable. If the school system failed, I held them accountable. I actually lost 2 school contracts that I never made a dime in none of the schools. Never. Uh-huh. Not 1 penny. Uh-huh. They was like, oh, man, if you could change this school around, man, we're going to get you signed in. I remember, man, sitting there talking to one of the, Dr. Burnett one time, man. He was like, man, I ain't never seen Pickett this quiet. He said, man, I don't know what it is. I said, man, it's God. I said, my spirit in here, you know. Yeah. And they had a situation. So with that young man, I turned around and said, man, everybody knows them. If you look up my mission and all that, they become my children. Mm-hmm. They didn't have fathers in their life, so I became their father. Yeah. I used to bring them home and pay my sons $10 an hour to tutor them, because my sons were smarter than the mother. Yeah. So, but this particular mama, I took the PlayStation she'd go take him buy more games. I'm like, why? If I'm taking it, you just went and bought him the new J's. I take him. I go over there and take him. No, you ain't wearing these to school. No, son. Yeah. You know, but she kept behind my back going. So I finally just said, you know what, this ain't working for us.
Right.
I said, you're gonna fail your son, and she did.
Yeah.
And this young man approached me and said, man, I done got shot, Mr. Adams. I done been to jail. He had gold teeth and everything. I'm like, man. He said, but I'm gonna tell you now. He said, all I do is I help senior citizens out, and I just go out and help people and all the stuff you taught me how to paint, how to build, and all that. He said, I do that right now, and I don't charge him.
Yeah.
And that's what I teach him, because we would go out, if Toledo put a pink slip on some senior citizen house, man, they need their gutter fixed or whatever, and senior citizens don't got no money.
Right.
I use my own money. I utilize the skills, and then we fixed it.
Yeah.
Same thing with the men and women from service. They come home with no legs. I went and took care of them. They looked it up, whatever, plumbing, electrical, whatever.
Yeah.
I took care of it.
Yeah.
So when I looked at the young man, and I said, man, I'm proud of you. But his mother was the one that failed him, because everything I took and was trying to implement, she went behind me.
That's all day, every day. We see that.
They're pacifiers, man.
Coddling.
They coddle. Yeah, so that's what happened. You know, everybody else, man, if I told them mama, hey, don't give me that cell phone. Don't ask your mama for the phone. Every day you ask her for the phone, it's going to be a day added.
Yeah.
I implemented on, you're going to earn this phone back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, and that's what happened.
Structure, man.
Structure.
And we see it every day. You know, I got a nephew, same. Mama just coddling, man. Like, it don't matter what we say, what we do, she gonna do it anyway.
Yep.
Well, he won't stop, so I just gave it to him. Like,
No.
you just killed everything we was putting together. Like, you don't get it. It's like, and some of these women feel like they're not loving their son if they don't give it to him. Like, I've been in situations where, you know, I've told girl, like, listen, man, you need to tell your son X, Y, Z. Oh, you supposed to be the man. First of all, I'm acting as father, but I'm not his father. So there's certain things I'm not going to be able to do just for the simple fact he doesn't live with me. I can't kick him out your house. I can't tell him he not eating today, he not in my house, because he don't live here. What, you want me to beat him up? No, I'm not doing that. That's not what this. And women sometimes think it's just physical. You need to put your hands on. No, that's not. It's not. You need to adhere to what I'm telling you. As your man, I'm going to have to talk to you in certain situations because I'm not his biological. And he's too old for me to be putting my hands on him for simple stuff. So it's like, you know, and I done lost relationships. Like, she don't respect me, like, because you ain't did it. Blame me. Like, I ain't did. But I told you what to do in this situation, but you wouldn't do it. But you don't want to be the bad guy, the bad woman. Like, it's beyond me, man. And I got other stuff in my personal life with my own mom. Like, you know, stuff with my younger brother. I've seen it for years, man. Just how, and I don't know, I'm not a woman. And I don't know what it feels like to be a single woman and you raising a boy and this is all you feel like you have.
So,
I mean, is that what it is? I don't know.
No, I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's something me and my brothers, we came up with this, you know what I'm saying, analogy some years ago. They make them their boyfriends. They make them their husbands. We call it Shusband.
Shusband.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Your son is your husband. You know what I'm talking about? And the thing about it is you have to, I'm more so one of, I'm going to tell you the ugly truth than a pretty lie. You have to have ugly conversations with them. You have to say to them, would you marry your son?
That's heavy.
You know what I'm saying? Would you marry your son? You know, a lot of them become their kid. You know, I'm not kid. My kids ain't my friends.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who's the parent and who's the adult? You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, when all those things take heed and then they want to just throw the white flag, like I can't do nothing with them. You know what I'm saying? But you caused this because the thing, you know, men are not to be liked when it comes to structure, stability, morals and principles when it comes to bringing that as far as raising children, not just our young men, but young ladies as well. So when you have to ask these ugly questions, they don't want to. They want to fidget. They don't want to answer them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so who's the parent? You know what I'm saying? Who's paying the bills? Do they pay the bills? You know what I'm saying? Do they have a say? I came from a generation. If what was laid on the table to eat, you ate it.
At that moment.
At that moment.
I'm not going to eat.
Yeah, I'm not going to eat that, or I'm going to go supplement that with a bowl of cereal. Yeah. No, you're going to sit here and eat this, or you're not going to eat it all. So when you give them too many choices and options, but the thing is, you can't put your hands on the child. You're not trying to put your hands on the child. You're really just trying to give the child some game. Like, hey, man, I've been here this many years. I see the world in a different light than what you see. And the only thing I'm trying to do is get you prepared for what's going to be out there when these situations come about, for you to become a productive citizen out here. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, you have to ask these ugly questions to these mothers, because even if, we all go to the barbershop, and you can tell when a child has been around the sound of a clipper compared to a child who hasn't been around the sound of a clipper. More so, when I had my son, I always took him to the barbershop before he got his first haircut, so he can get comfortable with hearing the sound of the clipper. So you can see me, I have him in his child seat, and he'll see me getting my haircut, so he can see that this is normal for what a boy to do, to get his hair cut. Right. Fast forward, you see the ones that come to the barbershop, it's like they getting a shot for the child to get their hair cut. You know what I'm saying? They all over the place. They got to give them a sucker. The sucker got more hair on it than anything because of an iPad. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep their attention to get their hair cut. Yeah. So one day I asked the young lady, I said, do you got some brothers? Do you got some cousins, some male brothers or some male cousins? Or, an uncle or something? Yeah, I do. I said, have you ever asked them to bring their nephew or little cousin to get their hair cut so they can see what it is being in the presence of a man, that this is normal for you to get your hair cut. Right. You know what I'm saying? So things like that. So those are just intricate parts of growing up, of being, going from, a boy to a man when it comes to grooming.
You hear that, ladies? That's the first thing. Like, and don't be afraid of that. Especially, the majority of women got a man in their life.
Yep.
For whatever reason, we ain't gonna talk about why here, but for whatever you have a man in your life, and it's important. I didn't even think about some of that you were saying, because I didn't have a biological boy, I had a girl. So
right.
But there was a key point, and what I wanted to say about that is that, because even for me as a man, like the help that I got with my daughter came from my ex-wife. Mm-hmm. Like my daughter act totally different with me. But when my ex-wife would step up, she didn't deal with the stuff that I dealt with my daughter. And I gave her free reign because I'm not a woman. I'm not a little girl. I didn't grow up a little girl. I don't know. And I trusted my wife. And I think that's what it boils down to. A lot of these women messing with dudes they don't trust. Mm-hmm. You don't trust this dude. Because if you did, you would listen to what he's saying concerning your boy. Like, why mess with a man? Why have relationships with a man, intimate relationship with a man that you don't trust? That you don't trust him enough to listen to what he's saying about your son. Because he can see from a different lens that you're not looking from. And I'm smart enough to know that and did it accordingly with my ex-wife. Like, handle my daughter. Like, I'm at a loss. And it's some things I would just give her because I don't know. You know what I mean? I felt like that's what I'm supposed to do. And then my ex-wife being a woman is like, nah, bro, you spoiling her. And that's not, you got to do it this, like, I got it. And I'll sit back and just chill. And my daughter was young during the time. So I don't understand the issue with women relinquishing that power to the men in their lives, man, to help grow these young men.
Pride. Just like a man. They still got pride. They still got ego. You know, they still had it. And I know that you can contest to that. You know what I'm saying? When you run into those issues, they're you know, but you know, my thing is you can't keep screaming, I'm tired of being strong. I'm tired. When there's outlets of a village, you just have to reach out to the village and you have to ask them, whether it be at the school or whether it be somebody, a neighbor that you may know, you know what I'm saying, that's a trustworthy person. And that, I think what changed the trajectory of it is people not trusting who they can have their children around. But my thing also with that is you trust that man to come through and play Johnny Sportcoat. You know what I'm saying? When it come time for him to be Johnny Sportcoat. You know, and, you know, I'm just keeping it a buck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if Johnny Sportcoat is kicking some real live game, like, hey, you know, that ain't this ain't that, and you want to buck against it, you know what I'm saying? Okay, all right. They got somewhere for him. It's either going to be the streets, it's either going to be jail, it's going to be the penitentiary. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And a cousin of mine, he played in the streets, man, and after he got out, you know what I'm saying? He was like, man, it's all a fantasy. Mm-hmm. It's all a fantasy.
I say that all the time. Everybody be saying this and that. And those that do know me, they'll be like, oh, that's if the name Snarf come out, and it almost came out, and I'm like, oh God, please let me, you know, because I was on my cat's cigar bus. We was all chilling, and this one cat just came out of nowhere, just started talking mad smack, and then he came and sat next to me and got worse. I said, man, you need to check my files, man. Like, you really need to check my files, because at the rate that alcohol have you going, I'm not drinking.
Right.
I said, don't let the cane fool you, but check my files, man. I'm going to give you that chance. And the only reason that he didn't get yoked is because my man Hops, I said, hey, Hop, I ain't going to mess up, man. This your business, man. I said, but he got too close when he got in my space, man. You never get in my space. Yeah. And to piggyback off with these females, man, there's two things. One is they listen to their other females. Females that don't have a good husband or a good male role model that's laying up with them. Mm-hmm. They got this person, that person. So it's all a game out here now. Relationships, it's not relationships now, man. It's a game out here. So if you don't have, you got your girlfriend saying this and your girlfriend saying that. Oh, girl, don't even worry about that. Man, these girls are influencing their, and they think that these are their friends. You know, that's why I'm divorced now, because of the girlfriends. Yeah. You follow me?
I follow
all
you.
In your ears.
I follow you.
And if anybody know us, everybody thought we was the Cosbys.
I did too. Yeah.
And we were the Cosby, but unfortunately, it went south. Yeah. And not on me. And I even looked in the mirror. And I even went to God and said, God, hey, show me. I even went and got two sisters for counseling, because I didn't want no man, no white man, or none of that. I said, I need me two sisters, and both of them were Soros. So one of them had got was married, and the other one was getting married. The first one that was getting married was my first one. Yeah. I'm sitting there, man, chilling, spilling my heart out and everything. At the end of the day, she's like, Chris, man, hey, you know what? I'm going to get Florida. I'm moving to Florida. I'm getting married. I'm like, man, hold on. What I'm going to do with, I'm not finished. Right. She said, well, I got a friend. She's my Soros sister. Yeah. And I trust her. You mind me transferring your information over to her? I'll kind of brief her, and then she can look over the notes. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. She said, okay, so you're no longer my client, right? I said, yep. She said, I ain't taking no more of your money, man. I can't keep taking your money if I wasn't getting married. I'm like, what did you get to the point? Yeah. She said, if I wasn't getting married, I'd marry you myself. This real talk, man, on everything I love. So she put me on to the friend, the same scenario. Friend was already married, and the friend told me after 2 months in, she said, I went over the nose. I've been sitting here chopping it up with you, basically talking to me. Yeah. So I listen to you. I give you my spiel. I can't take no more of your money. It ain't you. I said, what do you mean? She said, it ain't you, Chris. She said, if I wasn't married, after I signed off, I would marry you. So it's these women, man, that be, you know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it 100 with y'all. I'm keeping it a buck, like these young cats say.
Yes, sir.
You know,
yes,
so and these youngsters, man, you know, all of the stuff that they need, man, they want discipline, some form of discipline. I'm gonna tell y'all now, because I could be in a building with the worst of the worst, man, guns or whatever. I mean, come on, man, my man, let me holler at you. And it just eases off. Now, I've been in football games, walked on the field and calmed some people, some young men out. Yeah. But that's how God anointed me to do that. Yeah. You just can't just be at anybody and work with these youth out here, man.
No, they know the phonies. No.
You know
they know
saying?
The phonies. They know that all day. Absolutely. They know who in line just to smash their mama, acting like, you know, this is a program for your son, but they really trying to do the devil's work. So it's, game recognized game. That's forever.
Yeah.
Right.
That's forever. So you can act like you want this, and you can watch guys, man. Like you can't get away. I've been gone for 13 years, bro. And I got pulled back, like almost similar to you.
Yeah,
He didn't hurt me. He didn't let me get hurt to come back because I heard him. Like I watched the movie. I don't know why I can't remember the movie now. The Forge.
The Forge, okay, yeah, with the young man.
So the brother that pulled me back here, Jonathan James, Bishop James'
I know
son,
Jonathan.
and he said, I need you to watch this movie, Trib, because when he first asked me, I'm like, man, you can't pay me to come back to this, man. You crazy.
That's
you
how
know,
I would.
you know where I live at? Dog, I'm not, no. And I watched the movie, man, and it killed, it put a beating on me. Like, dude, you've been gone 13 years chasing paper, bro. You ain't touched a child since you left. And that was your whole life's work and purpose and design and legacy. Like, you just gonna really just keep, like, I thought I had you down here to learn some things, not to just get comfortable in this. And I'm like, and the funny thing is, when I accepted what God gave me up here to come back and commute, like my personal business, my TT&T consultant with rehabbing houses, and dude, I've been getting major contracts ever since. And before that was like, now it's been stacked. Like it, people been calling. I'm like, so when I'm not here, I'm there working. Like I'm literally working. Like I'm like, but that's about being obedience, because he says he's gonna give it an overflow. When I first started doing this work with the kids, I was doing it pro bono. I had kids in my neighborhood staying overnight with me. And people at my church was like, dude, you know you can get paid for that? I'm like, dude, don't insult me, man.
Right.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Yep.
How would I leave this kid outside, mama, alcoholic, drug addict, prostitute? Like, I'm a safe haven for these kids. Why would I look to get paid? And it wasn't until God allowed me to see, like, dude, I'm going to pay you, bro. Don't get caught up in the money, but I'm going to compensate you for what you're doing, that you're doing with your eyes closed, that you would do for free. This is what I want. And I tell people all the time, your purpose is typically wrapped up in something that you would do for free.
That's what I do.
Something you would do for free. And I know you've been doing it for free for a long time.
Never made a penny.
Different things that said, but people recognize that, man. And more so often, our clients, the kids, they recognize it. I had a kid used to tell me all the time. So I was with the housing manual, and every time I gave away the crisis phone, like we had the crisis phone, everybody, all the staff would have a crisis phone for a week at a time. So soon as I give mine away to somebody, to other staff for the week, this particular kid would call me. I'm like, dude, I ain't got the crisis phone. And he's like, no, I wanted to see if you was going to take my call without the crisis phone. So does this work for you?
Right.
I'm like, this kid is slick. He got game. So he trying to figure out, you just doing this to get paid, or you really care about me?
Right.
And I'm like, that was huge for me, because I'm going to pick up the phone anyway. I just wanted to know. Like, why I had a crisis. You didn't call me one time. You called me now. So, and that taught me a lesson. So any staff that I've ever had since then, I'm like, look, bro, this can't be about the paper, man. I'm gonna be fair with you. I'm gonna do what I can, because I do got a business to run, but I'm gonna do what I can. But it can't be about the paper, because if it is, I'm gonna look for the other person, because at the end of the day, I'm only successful when the kids are successful. Right. And they're not gonna be successful if every time something happens, he feels like he got to call me. Right. I think I lost my ex-wife, because my choice of staff. Wow. Because even when I was home, I wasn't home.
Right. Because
kids is calling me, and I'm like, I'm de-escalating situation that I'm paying staff to deal with. Why the kids calling me? You supposed to be me when I'm gone.
Right.
And you're not. They had called me, or you overwhelmed, like, I can't do it. So I got to calm the staff down. Then I got to talk to the kid. I'm like, bro, I was never home even when I was home. So that drew a strain in the newlywed. You know what I mean? We was married a year and a half. We didn't make it because that's where my heart was at. And she saw that. And it was like, it became a conflict. She didn't know how to roll her sleeves up and said, I'm going to get down with him. What he doing, I'm going to get in it with him, which I felt before we got married, she was. She saw, and that was a turn on for her, like, your heart for these kids. And I think we just all, she was young, I was young. I mean, I think we all, you know, don't know what we don't know. Because again, what we said it from the beginning, most of us are first generation everything. It ain't just financial.
Right.
It's just being stable-minded individuals. Somebody that's building a family, somebody that's building a business, somebody that has a sustaining business. My dad started a couple businesses, but boom, boom, they start boom, boom, they crash. You know, so it ended up being more hustles than a business. Mm-hmm. And that's the difference. Yep. If you got a hustle opposed to, you know, a business, you got, my father didn't have, you know, did he have the nonprofit? Did he have the LLC, the S Corp? No, he had that. He just said, I'm putting a name on this, and then this is what we're going to do. This is TNT block, glass block, right. You know. So we first generation, so I always look back now and be like, you know what, I'm not as hard on people. Because I used to be hard on people. Like, what? Don't know? Like, really? This, like, people think that people just be trying to run game.
Mm-hmm. That's not to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
But that's what it. That's really what it is with the young guys. Mm-hmm. Like you said earlier, I know that you're just trying to knock my mom. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I know because they know that because it's something that just it's a cycle of a hamster wheel that they see keep coming through their door. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, and it's sad, but it's true. You know what I'm saying? Some of them. Some people have good intentions, you know. Definitely, in this line of business that you're talking about, you know, I say from what I've seen, from what I've witnessed with it, it's almost 50-50. Some people have good intentions. Some people will do right with the children. Some people will just be like, "No, I'm just in here to get a check to do it." Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And when you have that stigma that's lied on them and they see that, that's where that coddling comes in. Yep. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and pacify this. I'm going to pacify that. And then like you said, you know, you should already be knowing these things. But, you know, like you said, we the first generation. We should have knew better. We could have did better, but we didn't know because the generation before us, they were also trial and error. Mm-hmm. You know, they were trial and error, and we got to start giving grace, man. And I think it's my relationship with God that really has turned my thinking around. Because when I think about the grace He gives me every day, man, I'm like, bro, I got to get this brother another shot. Right. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what it was, right. Mm-hmm. I got to get this brother another shot, because one thing that at the round table that we had just this past Tuesday, one of the brothers was, you know, he was saying some things that he's like, he didn't know how to be a man. And this brother almost 50. Wow. He said, I didn't know. He said, but Trib kept forgiving me. And that, so what if I was to do is like, man, this, you know what I mean? I'm not, he done this too many times, and I'm not looking past the behavior. Thank God that I did have group homes. Thank God that I did have intervention prevention. Because one of the things that I was taught, when you get these kids, and see, most people don't understand that adults are just big kids. That's right. Yep. So you feel like, well, he ain't no kid. He don't no kid. He should know better. That's not always the case, because we don't know what's behind the mask. Right. What he been hiding. What he been flossing, getting all good, smelling good, dressing good, to be hiding something. Mm-hmm. And we just assume that he know. And we just like, that brother knew. So I'm gonna either do this, or now at our age, be like, man, I ain't about to be hitting nobody, but I'm giving him a good case of leave alone. Mm-hmm. Leave him alone. I ain't fooling around. I don't got energy to waste on that without really seeking to figure out why. Like, my man, why? What? You know what I mean? Having more patience, having more grace with people. And in order for us to get across this road that we're trying to travel on,
we got to have grace and realize even when people try to get in this game and fumble, because everybody ain't tamed their flesh yet either, even in their 50s.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So you get with these kids and the mama bad in the mug. It's like, and she calling you middle of the night, my son did this and that. Some brothers just get weak. It's not that they sat out to go that route, but it's like, man, she called, she you know, and he ain't had a wherewithal to be like, let me call Los. Let me call Chris and be like, look, bro.
Right.
Oh, girl, call me, man. Listen, bro. It's getting hard for me.
Right.
Once you start, I'm gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, pass this.
The torch.
Yeah, pass the torch to you, and maybe you can go ahead because my flesh getting weak over here, brother. And a lot of times a woman is not doing it on purpose, but because you're such a good brother, and you're helping her, and you might be nice looking, and you might be single, she's shooting her shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like
you filling that void.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Saying Johnny Sport Coat. You know what I'm saying? Then you coming through there, Johnny Sport Coat. They say that's what I'm saying, and they seeing these Johnny Sport Coats. But then what you hit on something like what we was talking about in the men's groups, like, you know, we can call on one another. So it's like I'm gonna call on somebody that's stronger than me to be like, you know what? Hey, you know, Miss Johnson, I'm gonna pass this over to you know, I'm gonna pass this to brother Trouble, and I'm gonna let him come through here. You know what I'm saying? Because he's stronger than me. You know, and that's what we were talking about, the accountability factor when we got together. You know, we holding each other accountable. Yeah, yeah. So when you get people in those positions that don't have anybody to hold them accountable, then that's when you know it's just a domino effect and it spirals out of control, and then you done lost your business. You know what I'm saying? Because your flesh is weak.
That's right.
Yeah, that happened to me several times, and I've had to tell the females. I said, you know, I'm married. I said, but not because I'm married. I said, I'm not here for you.
Right.
I'm here for your daughter or your son. Right. You called me because you had issues. Right. And even when we be out, sometimes we'd be at the on the patio smoking stick, and it'd be a female or something be kind of like digging on me or whatever, and my man Stone would come up to the female, hey, young lady, let me tell you about this. I can't speak for some of the other brothers out here because I know I'm including me. He said, I'm an H.O. You know. He said, but this brother right here, man, the most solid brother, that integrity. I've never cheated on my wife. Never even looked at another woman to cheat on. That's how strong God has me. Yeah. You understand?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what Los talking about, I done got them called, hey man, I'm gonna need you to take over, bro. Because man, homegirl came on to me, man. I had to. I was gonna smash.
And that's
and
real.
they know that I'm going in with my mind, my big head, not my little head.
That's right.
That's right.
And that's big and that's huge. And I think that's what the whole round table that we start, man. I wish you could come and be a part of it. And then we're gonna do it twice a month in the A. But I think that's the biggest thing that I got out of it during that is how much we need each other, bro. Like, just listen to some of them brothers, man. It was 15 guys, and what I heard was little boys. Yeah. It was so many little boys wrapped up in these grown men, bro, that still wanted their daddy, man. Wow. Still want their father. And I told somebody the other day, I said, I still sometimes wake up in sweats like, I want my father. Like, because your father is the only man in your world, your universe, that wants you to be better than him. Mm-hmm. That's heavy when you think about it, because so that means anything that I think about, and it might be crazy, it might be, straight and narrow, it might be off the cuff. You always feel safe with your father, man. Like, I can always disclose he's got my best interest. And that's what most men miss about their father. Like, I know this is a solid individual. I can lay it all out. And once we get to the point that we can be like that amongst each other, be a sounding board. Like, I know some of my issues, my issues in my past have been frustrated with this brother. So I talk to another brother that knows this brother about my frustrations because he can relate, because he might go through the same thing with this dude. But what happens is when this brother gets mad at me, Now he want to tell old boy what I said about him, and I'm like, nigga, you was talking about the same stuff, but you want to put me under the bus, and I'm too real to be like, well, he said the same thing too, because now we going back into the little girly stuff, and I'm like, okay, so I got to check it. So I've learned how to shut up. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna go through by myself, but you got to be able to vent when you take care of so many people, and you there for so many people, not just women, but men and boys and kids. You have to be able to vent somewhere. My girl used to say all the time, like, you always got to go to church. Like, you damn right, I got to go to church every Sunday. This is the only place I feel like I'm being refueled from all that I give out all week. What I done gave you mentally. I done gave your son, your mama, your I mean, I got my own stuff, and then I'm putting yours on me too. And then I got my stuff, and then I got this, and then I got a daughter, and then I got a niece, like, everybody's looking at me like, it's like, dude, like, Trib, you got so much energy, but you have no idea, man, the downtime. Like, when I'm down, because I totally exhausted everything, and my body will start telling me, like, bruh, because I don't get sick.
Right.
So when my body starts, I'm like, oh, I'm overdoing it. I gotta kick back. That's when you see me on vacation. You see me on somebody's beach, somebody's island. I don't have to do nothing. I'm cool with the water. Right. Me and him went to St. Martin. When was that? Back in June?
Back at end of August.
End of August.
And we didn't do nothing.
We didn't do nothing.
We just chilled.
That's what I said. I got to get these hips done so I can get. Hey, because I ain't got nothing to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I need a vacation. I hadn't been on a real vacation since 2002.
Yes, sir.
2002,
oh hell no.
bro.
Yeah, you need it, brother.
I'm way overdue.
You need it.
Yeah, but brother, you know, and that's all the men were talking about. Everybody's, you know what I'm saying, cup was runneth over, plates was runneth over. Yep. And you have nobody to talk to. And, I mean, we were being vulnerable amongst one another for the simple fact that if any woman sees this, I'm going to tell you a reason why men really don't express themselves in their vulnerability, because it also exposes a red flag that women have. And that's that if we go ahead and we pillow talk, tell y'all what we going through, and then, you know what I'm saying, and we have a bad day where we airing each other out, the tongue is mightier than a sword. Mm-hmm. Woman will cut you, they'll hit you like I'm not even going to say below the belt, but I'm going to say they're going to hit you like a straight razor under your feet.
Oh, no. Man.
With some of the stuff that they will relinquish in anger to you because they're going off of emotion. Mm-hmm. And so when you make moves out of emotion, things will never work out for you. And so they'll say these things in the simple fact. And if you, as a man, got to take your emotion out of it and listen to the logic of what they're saying, they're basically telling you, I was only being with you for the sake of stability and security. Mm-hmm. And a lot of men don't pay attention to that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I don't love you. I love you for what you do, but I'm not in love with you, because if I'm in love with you, I'm going through thick and thin, through like people fail to realize, when you take your vows don't say nothing about love. Your vows say, for better, for worse, for sickness and health, to death do you part. Mm-hmm. They don't say nothing about love. Mm-hmm. My good brother, I was speaking with his mom. And his mom and pops, they've been married 50-some years. And so I asked her, I said, so how did, what made it? She said, yeah, we had ups and downs, smiles and frowns. That's just a part of life. She said, but I had to learn how to love that man. Mm-hmm. And that man had to learn how to love me. And then she broke that down. It don't say that in the Bible that, and then when you run into some of these women, that the first thing that comes out is, I want somebody to make me happy. I want somebody to make me feel loved. I want to be in love. You got to love yourself.
That's facts.
You have to be you already have to have all these things that you want. You already have to come with that. You already have to be in love with yourself. You can't keep looking for love. Mm-hmm. Love has to find you, and love is somebody is supposed to add to your happiness. You're already supposed to be happy with yourself. But we, like you said, we ain't thinking with our big head. We thinking with our little head. The little head always gets you in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're not taking 2 steps back when not listening. Because men are visual. We're visual. We're looking at the visuals of the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if you really pay attention, when they cut you with that, like I said, when they cut you with that straight razor between your feet, and you be like, man, this woman didn't love me. Yeah. This woman loved what I did. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She loved what I did for her, because I did this and I did that.
Right. You
know what I'm saying? But in the realms of this this men's group that we started, man, and that's one thing that women have to understand. Is like, men, we don't ask for a lot,
right? At all.
We don't ask for a lot.
Easy
breezy. We don't ask for a lot because majority real men, I hate to say it like that, but real men are already self-sufficient. Already can cook, already can clean, already can do this and do that. I need you, like I just said, to add to me. And like I'm adding to you. Right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men that I know don't come to a woman as if, you're the altar and you're lying and we're lying all our burdens on women. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you just keep it a buck. Like me, we was talking a couple weeks ago. I was like, bruh, they scared of you. They scared of you. You got a home, you got a business. You know what I'm saying? They more so, I can't do nothing for them besides give them some trim. You know what I'm saying?
And when and then when that don't matter,
and when that don't matter,
they lost,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't loan him I can't loan him no money. I can't give him a car. He don't need nowhere to lay his head at. You see what I'm saying? So he really don't need me. But my point on that is like, well, we all need each other. Right. You know what I'm saying? But we just got to balance the scales on where we need each other.
You got to learn. Yeah. You got to learn that man. If you claim you love that man, you have to learn him. So I'm going to make sure I figure out what you need, and I'm going to be that for you if I love you. But we do it as men all the time. Because we take care. We put out fires. Right. Like, what you need? You need a car. You need this. You need to work. You need that. We become that. And women get comfortable, like, because they feel like they got so many options. I could treat this man like nothing that's doing everything for me. And then you really like this dude over here that's doing nothing for you, but you know what?
Right.
Yep.
But this guy that's doing everything, you think you getting over on him. You slicking him out. And that's you lose at the end.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happened to great guys. When a woman said, oh man, he's a great guy, I straight up cut and tell him, hey man, I'm not a great guy. I'm looking at the camera, I'm not a great guy. Because great guys come in last. Man, I'm never gonna come in last.
I used to be a great guy.
You know what I'm saying?
After my divorce.
Once you go through that situation of being a great guy, you're gonna be like, no, I'm not a great. I'm a good man. I'm a good man, Savannah. You know what I'm talking about? Savannah. Yeah, I'm a good man, but I'm not a great guy. You know what I'm saying? So when a woman say, when I hear a woman say, oh man, I'm with this great guy, I'm like, oh, she got her a lollipop. She got a real lollipop, man. So but I mean, I know I'm being funny with it, but I'm also being serious with it. But men, you have to find your purpose, and you have to stand on your purpose. And a lot of our men, young and old, they're not disclosing this. Like, hey, this is what I stand for. And you might not like it, but you have to respect it. And if you don't respect it, okay, I can do bad by myself just like you've been doing bad by yourself, or I'm going to just continue to do things the way that I feel fit, and if you can fit in, you can fit in. Like I said, man, you a dangerous man, brother. Where we live at, man, this guy, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we live in Atlanta, Georgia, man. It's Baskin Robbins, man. 31 different flavors. Man. And with the cadence that this man has, the cadence that I have, we bound to get 16 of them. Out of the 31. No, I'm being honest with you.
That's fair.
Right.
I'm being honest with you. But when you come with something that, like you said, I can fill a void for you. But it's just like, but then if you're not taking a step back, you're like, well, man, he really don't need me.
Yeah.
He really don't need me. But I do need you. But you have to pay attention to those simple needs. I may need you to cook this day. I may need you to do something for me this day that's going to not put my plate continues to run up over with all the things that I have to deal with my children, with my work schedule, with dealing with my parents, things of that nature. So it's just like, you have to make the scales balance. It can't just be always about you.
I mean, what about just compliance? But what about, I think women think submission means they your slave and they do whatever you say. Sometimes it's just taking the back seat to a conversation. Like when I say something, it doesn't always cause for you to have a rebuttal for me.
Right.
Like so now in my head, every time I say something, you have a rebuttal means you don't trust me. You don't value what I'm saying. So for someone that needs me, that this brother is the provider and he's looking out or he's doing this or he's making sure this, he's giving security to this relationship. How does it seem that you always have a rebuttal for that man?
Because they don't have the right definition of submission. Submission, you're supposed to submit to somebody who is a leader, somebody who's going to bring structure, somebody who's going to bring stability, somebody's going to bring security.
And guess what? Submission doesn't mean that you believe everything this brother said.
Right. And you have to be that right
just knowing when.
Right. You have to. And the thing is, they don't know the true definition of submission because, like, going back to the initial of the conversation, these women haven't seen submission in their lives being portrayed in the right light. Stop right there. I'm sorry.
Being portrayed in the right light, because I like that. Because some of these women have seen submission and they view their mom as being somebody's ragdoll, somebody's slave.
Right.
And she got used and abused, so they not submitting like that no more. So you said it right.
Right.
In the right way.
Right, not in the right way because of, women just really got their rights in the 70s. And the 70s ain't that long ago,
No, sir.
They just got the right to vote. They just got the right to have a checkbook. You know what I'm saying? Because, I'm not being misogynistic or male chauvinistic, however you want to place it. I'm just going off of the simple facts, man. That they were able to get a job. They were able to get a checkbook. They were able to go get a line of credit because everything was put on the man to take care of.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So now, fast forward, I do a lot of research.
Me too.
And they said that when the 80s really hit, mid-80s, 85, 86, when out of New York, when they structured that magazine Cosmopolitan, that's when it went all left. Because only what they were doing is they were selling these New York stories to women who lived in rural areas. They're selling fantasies of this is what it is to be an independent woman.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So they sold that to them, and a lot of people didn't pay attention to that. I mean, I seen a documentary on it, and this ain't. I'm talking about women of color. I'm talking about these are make America great women. You dig what I'm saying? So when that came about, and now fast forward to where we at now with our youth is. That I'm independent. I don't need a man. I only need a man to come in and do something that I can't do. So I've had discussions with young ladies. The thing is, well, my man, he has to make $100,000. And he has to have, what I'm saying, you got to have washboard abs. You know what I'm saying? His manhood got to hang to his ankles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He has to take me on, lavish trips.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. If he don't, so then I came up with, I said, well, let me ask you this. What if he made $60,000 to your $100,000? She said, that's not enough. I said, so you're a woman, you make $100,000+. You got to take your car and get it serviced. You got to take somebody to come cut your grass. You got to, if something breaks down in the house, what I'm saying, your trash. I said, all that equates to you bringing down probably about $70,000. And I said, he's offsetting that by doing those things as a man. And you're not paying attention to that part.
You know why they not paying attention to that?
It wasn't because
they got another brother doing that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They got another brother doing that. If they got the $60,000 boy, they don't need him because I got the $20,000 boy, I got the $50,000 boy, I got the $30,000 a year boy over there. Each one do something different. This one knocked me off. This one will take my son to get his hair cut. This one help me if I call to get something fixed in my house or my car messed up. They got multiple, bruh. Like these women have become the new brothers out here.
Yep. Right.
They got multiple to do whatever. So no, I'm not selling for a cat that's making 60,000 because I got a couple of brothers that's doing that anyway.
Right.
So, because they don't care about the miles they putting on that cat no more, bro.
Right.
The miles don't matter because women feel like they can wash brothers off, just like dudes. So they don't care about the spiritual connections or don't believe
I knew it was coming.
We got these connections and spirits. Like, I've been really, really on purpose, man, watching women and talking to different men and how women be up and down and all around. They talking about that's the menstrual cycle. No, it ain't.
No, it ain't.
No, it's definitely
that's all them different spirits you worn in with these different men you done laid down with.
Right. Right.
And now brothers like, this woman crazy. Yeah, she got some things she dealing with. That's schizophrenia in its pure form.
Yeah. Right.
That is so many, but people don't believe, and that's the deception of the adversary. You believe you can do things. I've had women tell me, I can do what a man do. If the man do it, I can do it. No, you can't.
Nope.
It's a double standard, but guess what?
Right.
You can't do it. It does have a different effect on y'all than it does on us. This just like it's double standards for women. Women can cry boo-hoo and get the stuff they want. Men can't do that. Looked at as suckers, weaklings.
Right.
Ain't nobody. So it's double standards everywhere. But so you can't pick and choose which double standard you want to rock with.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, and I've been watching. I'm like, it's a lot of nuts old women. I'm talking about up and down and all around. Like, and I'm like, that only comes from these spirit soul ties that they get with all these dudes. You think it's okay to sleep with 50 dudes, 30 dudes, 40 dudes? Like, you got that many spirits you warn with, and you don't go to church, and you don't have a relationship with God. You don't know how to rebuke these demons. You don't know how to have landscape. You just out here free falling, crazy in a Bessie bug, because you don't know what's going on.
They don't know how to be alone. They don't know how to after they deal with, you know what I'm saying, if the relationship or situationship didn't work, they don't know how to be alone, to get that up out of them. You know what I'm saying? I went through it. I had to be alone. I had to find out, like you said, I had to go find me and find out what did I do wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I had to get the tools to find out what did I do wrong. But I sat and I was alone. We all go through deep and dark places. And then once you get out of that, you ain't going back.
Yeah.
But you took time. They don't want to take time. They want to be like, you know what? All right, well, on to the next. And then they carrying that on to the next.
On to the next. I had a woman tell me that, bro. She don't care how many niggas brothers it takes. Excuse me, y'all, because I've been working on that N-word.
Yeah, I feel
like the brother. Like I just feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? This is real table talk. I want to go, but there's other people watching that. I've been reminded it's offensive to some people that might be watching. But I had a woman tell me, bro, she will sleep with as many niggas and brothers that it takes to find the right dude. Like, it ain't no big deal.
And she's never gonna find the right dude.
Never.
And that goes back to they don't love themselves. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we took I would call it a retreat. We took a retreat back in July, and it was just men, and we just kicked it in. You know what I'm saying? We was sharpening each other's skills and things of that nature. And we weren't around no skirts whatsoever. And we would just get in a reset and a recharge to go back to face what we got to face when we get out here in the world. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no problem when women do it. You know what I'm saying? When women go take a woman's trip, there's no problem for them to do it.
All the time.
All the time. And
Several of them.
Right. And we don't come back, we don't ask no questions. We just ask how the trip. But you know what I'm saying? But you can go and look on these social media sites and, hey, man, they mess around with Johnny Sport Coat.
Yeah. They got each other too.
Dexter St. John. What is a beautiful girl like you doing on the island of love all by herself?
Hey.
If you was my woman, I'd make love to you constantly.
And they cool with the experience. I've been meeting a lot of women too that like they like spontaneous sexual arrangements with dudes that they don't even know. Yep. Like it's
crazy.
I'm glad I'm my age, man, and I'm moving forward because I don't want to deal with that next generation, bro. Because there's some stuff out here, and what's really happening, they're stretching they're getting so far away from God, man.
Yep. That's the way the world is.
That's how it. That's what the problem is.
Demonic out here.
That's what's happening.
What we see.
Because we grew up with church. We grew up with the Bible in schools, in prayer in schools.
Right.
We're so far removed from that, bro. People don't believe in the church no more.
So when you look at the church, let me ask you brothers a question. Okay, I was just seeing something with William Murphy the other day. I'm gonna say the name, but almost every church, especially the black church, what are they preaching about now? When you hear them talk,
prosperity.
No.
I mean, my church people, we talk about grace.
That's good. So I ain't say all churches, but for the most part, the ones that's got these platforms that's very well known, they're preaching about relationships and
yeah. You see that?
William Murphy said, "Man, I want 5 of y'all go smack 5 people in the throat and tell them, oh, your man ain't doing you." Now, where in that Bible is talking about your man doing this or the wife, or your girlfriend?
Well, you know what that's for, though, right?
Publicity.
It's for publicity and to get more, because who fill the church is women.
Yeah.
So if they can get up and talk about male relationships and that's going to...
They done took the Bible out of the Bible out of the equation, brother. And I'm like, man, that's what's happening.
So the thing is, you know what I'm saying, the church has become the
commercial.
No, not commercial. Is their therapy session.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Like my therapy session is going to my barber.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Every barber is a therapist to me personally. You know what I'm saying? And talking with my barber, they tell me, you know what I'm saying, my barber ill will, and that's my, and we talk. But, but if you take a look, when you go to church, and I see you go to church, you know what I'm saying, in the congregation, it's more women than men.
That's definitely more women than men.
More women than men. So they put in more. So like, I'm give you an example. It's more women than men. They'll go to church, right? And they come home. How was the service? What did the pastor, did you take notes? Only thing they gonna tell you, man, my pastor look good up there.
Right.
My pastor look good. But I'm at so what book? So what book did he read from? Did you take any notes on that? They don't know. But my pastor look good up there.
I can show you notes after notes after notes out here.
You know what I'm saying? So did he read from the King James Bible? The version or not, they don't know because they put more faith in the man and then into the word.
And the word
and then what's the word? And so
so
now everything is like we've been talking about. It becomes all the way back to the initial of this conversation. It's transactional. Everything has to be transactional.
Yep.
Everything that we're doing is transactional. What you're not gonna do for me, what I'm gonna do for you. But I never hear nobody saying, "What are we gonna do to get it together?"
Man, listen,
I have not heard that yet.
This some good stuff, fellas. We way over an hour. We over our time, so we're gonna have a part 2 to this.
Absolutely.
But I want to exit out with, first of all, ladies, we love y'all.
Absolutely.
We don't want to live without y'all.
Right.
So this ain't bash women. Kevin Samuels bashed the women out of the classroom. We just want y'all to do better as we do better, and take notes. You know what I'm saying? We hearing what y'all asking for. And we want y'all to hear what we need as men. We know what y'all need. We there.
Right.
A lot of us been there. You know what I mean? So it ain't no beat up. It's not the beat up, because I've had women say, "No, we're not beating y'all up. We love y'all.
Right,
we're not homosexual men. We definitely heterosexual."
Man, 110%.
But
my hand can't even drop good. See that? It don't even drop. I can't do none of that.
but to piggyback off of that, so I know we got to wrap up. Is in the realm of things, we really need each other more than ever right now. Yeah. In the black community, black families, because the big mamas are gone, the big daddies are gone, and nobody, that is going. It's gone. So we have to really work on that. Like I said, everybody's saying, and this is what I need, this is what I need from you, but nobody's saying, so what are we gonna do to get it together? Right. I'm not hearing that. That's the gray area that when I see that, nobody's saying, so okay, somebody has to give to get, somebody gonna have to dumb down, and you know what I'm saying, but what are we gonna do to get it together?
That's right. We're not looking at it as right and wrong, man. We're just what works. What's working. I'm coming with statistics of what works.
Right.
Not trying to be right and you wrong. It's just what works, sweetheart. If we're telling you about your boys, it's just what works. We're men. Y'all know y'all can't teach men how to be men. Just, You know, ask some questions, but we gotta go. We way over the time. I want to thank you, brothers, for coming out again. We got to do part 2. Absolutely. I mean, my man traveling from out of town to be here, so I hate to have to keep pulling him back out here. But I'm gonna come. But it's that's what I'm this some good stuff, man.
And I'll be down your way as soon as I get these hips done, man. We gonna rock out. When I get off this cane, brother. Cause my little brother Rick been trying to get me down to the ATL, and then my cousin Tricky, everybody be like, man, come on down, man.
That's where he at, right?
Yeah, he's ATL. Yeah.
No, with me.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to holler at Ricky Tricky. You hear that?
That's my cousin.
He come to see, man. That's your family, man. Man, I'm at you, Rick. Trust me, bro. I'm at you when I see you. You didn't tell me this was part of your DNA, brother. Anywho,
hey, can I say one more thing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, gentlemen, if you're in the Atlanta area, if you know me and this gentleman here, every 2 weeks we have an outlet for you. We have a men's group. What goes on within the men's group, we talk. It stays there because we need this. It makes us better men. It makes us better fathers, uncles. It makes us better for our village because we have to get back to the village, and iron sharpens iron, and it's no hold bar. So if you got my contact, you got his contact, please feel free to reach out to us because the more the merrier, because we only see bigger and better things happening.
Yes,
sir.
I'm
gonna come see your barber, man.
Yeah.
Tell him I'm a senior citizen, though, bro.
Hey, my barber.
Ill Will.
Styles.
I still can't find one here, bro.
His handle on IG is Styles is my life. You know, he's coming to the next one. He had to take care of his son like a man. That's why he couldn't make the first one.
Hey. All right. Well, as we close out, those of y'all that saw that helmet through their viewpoint over there, we representing Cleveland over here, man. We got the Cleveland over. We don't play them cowgirls over here. So that's another edition. Passing the torch. Love y'all. Thank you for having us. Peace.
Peace.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Man, thank you, brother.
Appreciate you.
Oh, man, this is some good stuff, man.